Cheat on your wife with mine? I will burn your life to the ground. Those weren't just words, they were a promise. And by the time I was done, he'd wish he'd never laid eyes on her. Back in the early 2000s, life seemed normal on the surface. My wife, Lisa, and I had two beautiful kids, a modest house in the suburbs, and what I thought was a solid marriage. But then, the little things started adding up. Our kids, then 4 and 6, began chattering about staying at Grandma and Grandpa's, way more than usual. At first, I brushed it off. After all, Lisa's parents doted on them. But when it became a near daily occurrence, even on days she wasn't working her part-time job, my gut twisted with suspicion. Her parents lived 90 minutes away. That meant a 3-hour round trip, multiple times a week. Something wasn't right. When I asked Lisa about it, she shrugged it off. They just love seeing the kids. But her eyes darted away, her fingers fidgeting, telltale signs of a lie. I'd known her long enough to recognize when she was hiding something. So, I started tracking the mileage on her car, 4 extra miles a week. That wasn't just a trip to her parents. That was a detour, a long one. Then came the moment that sealed everything. One evening, I sat down at our old desktop computer, the one we still use for emails and dial-up internet. And there, stuck to the keyboard, was a yellow post-it note with her AOL password scribbled on it. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. And there it was, the truth, laid bare in pixelated black and white. Emails between Lisa and her college best friend, laughing about how she was still wild and back at it with an old flame. His name never appeared, but the details were enough. A high school ex, now married, with a wife Lisa mocked for letting herself go after kids. I printed every damn email. I needed proof. Hard proof. A cop friend put me in touch with Ron, a former detective turned private investigator. Ron was a no-nonsense guy, mid-50s, salt and pepper mustache, eyes that missed nothing. I handed him the emails, the dates, the mileage discrepancies. "I'll find him," he said, and he did. Within weeks, Ron delivered a folder full of surveillance photos, time-stamped and annotated. Lisa would drop the kids at her parents', then drive to a diner. There, she'd meet him, Bob, some slick-haired VP in a too-tight polo, smirking like he owned the world. After lunch, a cheap motel off the highway. Room 214. 2 hours, every time. Then she'd pick up the kids, drive home, and kiss me like nothing happened. I met with a divorce lawyer the next day. My parents' marriage had imploded from cheating, and I'd sworn I'd never let that poison touch my kids. Lisa would get nothing she didn't legally deserve, but before I had her served, I needed one more thing. Bob had a wife, 3 kids, a cushy job as VP of sales at his father-in-law's company. Oh, the irony. I had Ron hand deliver his entire report to her. "Your husband's been busy," he told her. I didn't stick around to watch the fallout. But oh, did I hear about it? Bob's wife didn't just file for divorce. She obliterated him, drained their joint accounts, took the kids, had her father fire him on the spot, got him evicted. Turns out, the house was in her parents' name. Then came the real fireworks. Bob, in a fit of rage, showed up at the house, screaming threats. Then her brother stepped in, crack, broken nose, restraining order. Then came the bar fights, the DUI, the weekend in jail. Last I heard, he'd fled the state, a ghost with no job, no family, no reputation. His ex, she took over her dad's company, thrived. Lisa was served at work. She cried, begged, said it was a mistake. I handed her a copy of Ron's report. "Room 214, I said. "Was it worth it?" "We divorced. I stayed civil for the kids. Now they're grown, and Lisa, she's just their mom. Nothing more. Cheating is a gamble. But if you bet against me, you'd better be ready to lose everything. Because I don't just walk away. I burn it all down. Some men cry. Some men beg. Me? I make sure they never forget what happens when they cross the wrong one."